does not begin with a roar. It begins with a whisper. A sound felt more than heard. A vibration deep in the bedrock. The final sigh of a titan surrendering to a pressure it can no longer contain. For a century, this wall held back a world. It drowned a valley to give birth to a placid lake, a monument to a species that reshaped the planet to its will. But the masters of this creation are gone. And in their silence, the patient, relentless weight of water has found its voice again. That first trickle is a promise, a prophecy of the deluge to come. The story of this place is not about an ending, but a violent and spectacular rebirth. They were among the most ambitious structures humanity ever conceived. Megatons of concrete and steel, assembled to tame the planet's oldest arteries. We built them to command the flow of water, to power our cities and irrigate our deserts. In our absence, they remain as silent tombs, holding back silent lakes. The world they created is one of artificial tranquility. The once wild river, raging with seasonal floods, is now a managed reservoir, deep, cold, and unnaturally clear. Below the surface, a stolen valley lies preserved in silt and darkness, its forests and meadows a ghostly memory. These structures were designed to last for centuries, but they were never designed for neglect. They were built with an implicit promise that we would always be here to maintain them. The assault is relentless, and it comes from all sides. Without us, the dam faces two silent enemies: the water it holds and time itself. Upstream, silt, the lifeblood of a river, accumulates at the base of the wall. Year after year, the weight builds, a growing mountain of sediment adding unimaginable strain. Researchers believe that this sediment load alone could compromise a large dam within a few hundred years. Simultaneously, the structure decays from within. Water, the universal solvent, seeps into microscopic pores. In winter, it freezes and expands, wedging the concrete apart in a process of slow, internal demolition. The steel rebar that forms its skeleton, once protected, begins to rust and swell, cracking its concrete tomb. It's a battle of geological time against human engineering, and the outcome was always inevitable. The only unknown was the timing. The failure is catastrophic. It is not one event, but a chain reaction. A critical point is reached, a crack lengthens, a section of concrete shears away, and the immense potential energy of the lake becomes kinetic. 1 billion tons of water are unleashed in a single roaring wave. This is not a river anymore. It is a liquid battering ram. The water scours the old lake bed, ripping out century-old silt, mud, and preserved trees. The initial torrent is a black slurry, thick with the history of the drowned valley. It thunders downstream with a power far greater than any natural flood, a force of nature amplified by the hubris of its containment. For miles, the landscape is erased, reset to zero.
After the deluge, an alien quiet settles.
The valley is unrecognizable, a vast wound of mud and stone. But life was not extinguished. It was merely waiting. Buried in that dark, oxygen-starved mud were seeds, some dormant for over a century. Now, exposed to sunlight and air for the first time, they awaken. Within a single season, a faint green blush appears. Pioneer species, willows, cottonwoods, river grasses are the first to return. Their roots begin the slow work of binding the loose soil, of transforming a sterile mudflat back into a living landscape. The river itself is finding its old voice. It wanders, seeking the path of least resistance, slowly recarving the meanders and channels that defined its original course. The ghost of the old river is returning, tracing its former path from the memory of the land itself. 50 years after the breach, the transformation is staggering. The valley is no longer a scar, it is a riot of life. A dense floodplain forest is risen, chaotic and untamed. The river, free once more, supports a complex web of life that had vanished when the dam was built. Migratory fish, their ancient roots, once blocked by an impassable wall, have returned. Studies suggest their journey is instinctual, a genetic memory passed through generations, waiting for the way to be cleared. The ruins of the dam are still here, but they are no longer a symbol of power. They are merely cliffs. Waterfalls cascade over their broken edges. Mosses, ferns, and even trees take root in their cracks. Nature has not destroyed the monument. It has absorbed it, incorporating our failure into its own endless, patient cycle of growth and decay. We built them to last, to declare our dominion over the natural world. We saw them as permanent. But the earth measures time in eons, not centuries. The fall of a dam is a violent, chaotic event, yet it is ultimately an act of restoration. It reveals a profound truth. Our control is an illusion. Our greatest works are fleeting, and our absence is not an emptiness. It is simply an opening, a chance for the world to find its own course, to let the rivers run, and to fill the silence we leave behind with the patient, indomitable sound of life itself.